Are we diverse, or is it?
I'm the only one.
You're the. How do you feel about that? Look at how they're looking at you. Don't be scared. It's just Pakistan is up. Pakistan?
Everyone.
India? Oh wait, you here? Oh, you got friends. Look, she was like, that's right, we in here. Hey. Listen, Indian people and black people got a lot in common. Did y'all know that? Yeah? What do you have in common with black people? Besides fried chicken and watermelon. Curry? Okay, black people. There's no other black people here besides me, so we're gonna let that go. You know what we have in common too? Let me tell you. Black people do this, right? You see us on the street, we do this. We do that. What's up? Right? It's settled. We just walk. Hey, what's up? What we're recognizing is the black. I don't know his name. I don't know what he do for a living or anything. We just recognize him. Black. Stay strong. Right? Be safe. Right on. Right? We recognize that. I found in India, you guys have the same communication. It's just a little different. This is amazing. You don't know if it's a yes or no. I remember like, do I go right? Do I go left? Is the food good? I was like, what's happening, man? Tell me. So I was like, I got to learn this. Because we already do this, right? I don't want to only speak to black people. I want to speak to my Indian family too. So when I go over there, I want to be like, and I want them to greet me like, gee. Like, how would I say welcome in Urdu? Like this kind of welcome. Like, I'm one of these kind of guys, like, Kushambi. Yes. So they would be like, Kushambi, Omar. I'll be like, yeah. It's so funny. They're like, yeah, Kushambi. I'm gonna remember that. It sounds like somebody's name. What's up, Kushambi? So black people, we do that all the time. So I do this so I can learn stuff. I'll be like, hey, you put some of that Kushambi on there. I don't know why we do that. That's our issue. Yeah, but I believe that Allah has blessed every culture, every ethnicity with something unique. Something unique. Like you guys know white people?
Yeah.
Y'all do? Y'all know white people? Yeah. Allah has blessed them with something so unique. You know, one of them is, one of my favorite things white people, Allah bless white people with, that voice. You ever use your white voice when you wanted to get that job? Yeah. I'm like, I know Microsoft Word, I know. But more importantly, you know how the white voice feels? It feels so soothing. It feels like they really care. Like, are you all right? You know what happened in black families? You'd be like, hey man, if I fell down, they'd be like, hey, hurry up, get up. Shake it off. I'm like, when white people say, are you okay, Omar? I'll be like, thank you. I like just the white voice.
I love it.
Look, I had to look at the white man. It's real. You feel me? They care. Indian people got some soul too. I'm gonna say India and Pakistan because you know what I found out? I found out that there was no Pakistan. Did y'all know that? I was shocked. I was like, what? There was no Pakistan because I pride myself on growing up, you know, and learning my Pakistan culture from the Tablighi Jamaat. Right? I pride myself on that so much I call myself a Blackistani. I'm like, yes, I'm Blackistani. Hey. And then I was doing the research because I wanted to trace my roots, right? I was looking at my roots and I was like, what are you talking about? 1940, was no Pakistan. Everybody was just India. And then somebody came and split them up. Gore. But I was like, wow, listen, Indian men, Pakistani men, right? I found they have soul, right? Soul, like black people. I was like, look Because when I turned to the station, the guy was like, Tujhe dekha toya jana sanam. And I felt it. I was like, wow. And then it was a breeze. And then a cowbell. Bling, bling, bling. And then he said it again. Tujhe dekha toya jana sanam. And I was mesmerized. I was like, wow. And then the beat dropped like black people be doing. And then I was like, oh, it got me. I was in it. I felt it. And I changed the station again. I was like, the guy was like, Kiki to me, ho, Zindagi, Abatum, he, ho, Janavi, Murdavi, Niyashiki, Abatum, he, ho. And I was like, oh man. So I want you guys to call me. I'm gonna do all of your weddings from now.
Yeah.
That's what I want y'all to know. Because you guys have Shah Rukh Khan. But now you have Shah Rukh Khan. Yeah, G, I tried to. Dika. You know what too? Like, I asked one of my good sheikh friends, I was like, listen man, why don't you guys say like words with the W? You know, if you realize in yourself, you don't say what, you say what. What, where, why. What is it? Why? And I'll be like, what is he saying? Like, I'll be paying attention, I hear different things, right? Like, I love when Humayun, he says the word develop. He says develop. Right? We have to develop. And I was like, are we deviling up? What are we doing? I hear it, right? Develop. But the guy, he made me feel so stupid, right? And I was like, why don't you say the W? And he looked at me and he said, because it is not a W, it is a double V. And I looked back at the letter, I was like, he's right. Even the little one, I said, my bad, man. What we doing tonight? What's up? Shoot, I'm done with you, man. You are right. They made me look at develop. Like, it's true, develop. Right. What is it, develop? That's not right. Develop. Y'all see, I got issues. I be so happy. You know what comedy is like therapeutic. You guys are like, oh, I like learning different cultures when I'm traveling. I went to China, and look, I tell all black people, listen, you gotta go to China. You been there? Man, let me tell you something. You are gonna be a star. It's like reverse racism. Yeah, but it's in a good way. It's like racism with love. When you never experienced this. When I was there, they was looking at me, they was like, oh, you are the black man. I was like, oh, okay. They don't see black people often. You are the black man. And it's not like you guys know in certain parts of Pakistan, certain parts of India, people get real dark. You know what I mean? Like they almost, any Gujaratis in you? No?
Gujarati?
Sri Lanka?
What did you say?
They get darker. They're a darker breed. They don't have that in China. So first black people, they be like, ooh, you are the black man. You are the black man. And they came up to me, oh, I take a picture. Oh, I take a picture. And people were walking up, they were running up to take a picture, right? And I was like, man, they start calling me random black people names. You are like a Kobe. You are like a Kobe. You are like, and then the other guy came up there and he was like, you are like a rush hour. You're a rush hour. You are like rush hour. You are James Carter, rush hour. So I went along with it. I was like, well, hey man, you better tell everybody. You got things to do, places for people to see. Tell your friends about me. Come on, Lee. Right? From then on, I was like famous, right? So I got into, let me tell you what happened. I was in the hotel. I got into the elevator. So it was a little weird, right? Because I had that experience. I got into the elevator, And then I was like, wow, haram, but this is, the black is working, right? Got to the elevator, it was a lady, the floor stopped. It was just a lady, just me and this lady. She gets on the elevator, and then out of all of the room in the elevator, she came and stood with no halal gap, just connected onto me. Click, and I was like, first I was thinking, haram, like, I'm a magnet for destruction. It's got to be shaitan. So I looked over, the lady wasn't even looking at me, she just was connected. So I was like, I didn't want to be like, no. Like, you know what I mean? Haram. I didn't want to make her feel like I thought something was wrong with her. So I stood my ground. I stood my ground, and then the elevator went, and it stopped on the next floor, and then there was a guy, the true story, and he got on the elevator, and all in the room, he connected onto her. Click. And I was like, oh, well, maybe he know her, but he didn't greet her. He didn't say, good job, right? He didn't say nothing. He didn't say, he didn't say nothing, right? He just connected. And so I was like, that's different. And then there was a lady next floor, stopped and connected onto him. It's all in this space. And then I was like, oh, we're playing dominoes. And I'm the #1 black. I'm leading the pack. This is winning. I was like, you got to go to China. Oh. Listen, yeah, anybody been flying lately? Y'all like planes? Yeah, look, man, I was always nervous getting on planes, and I get on them all the time, and it never fails. Like you get on the airplane, they always tell you where the exit is, and I'm looking like, what? Why? They always be like, and the closest exit may be behind you. I'm like, we gonna be in the air. Where are we going? Are y'all giving away parachutes? I don't understand why we need to know where the door is. And it's like, there's 8 exits on this plane, right? So it made me more nervous, right? Like, why are we doing that? Lighting will come. I was like, why are we doing this? And then I was always nervous. I still be a little nervous. I make dua and I'm all right. But when I got on this Etihad Airlines, y'all been there?
Yeah.
Oh my God. The Etihad Airlines, it calmed me down so amazingly. Like, it wasn't about the exits the first thing off. You know what the first thing that the guy did? He was on that monitor. He turned around, he was like, Subhanalladhi sakhkhara lana kunna lahu muqrinin wa inna ila rabbina lamunqalibun. Marhaba. I was like, okay, I'm with you, man. Let's do this. Oh, it was nice. Made me feel good. I was like, something about that Arabic, right? There's just something about it. It just, true, I felt better. What if Donald Trump became Muslim? I know, I was wondering, what if he did? What if he just took Shahada, I know, we wouldn't even want him, huh? That's one Shahada, you can keep that. No, usually when people take Shahada, we'd be like, mashallah, mashallah. Everybody would be like, I can see if he was praying, and he would be like, foot to foot. You have to put your foot to my foot. Just put your foot to my foot. We're gonna pray like the Prophet said, pray. Foot to my foot, shoulder to shoulder. Oh man, that's so bad. I just want to say, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be amazing. They came from the mountains. I took my shahada. I found no collusion. I studied it. Before I didn't study, I didn't know where it was. Now I study. There's no collusion. There's no collusion. Well, I imagine. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Ashhadu anna Muhammadur Rasulullah. I said it. I think he would embarrass us, though. He would embarrass all the Pakistanis. He would embarrass all the Pakistanis because he even as a Muslim, Be like, I just want to make sure that I let everyone know how beautiful Pakistanis are. And the religion of Islam is a great thing, it's amazing. So what I'm gonna do in all the airports, in all the hotels, we're gonna make sure that it's a lota. Because you never want to be caught without a lota. You'll be like, really, no, that's the best you got. It's gonna be great, it's gonna be amazing. Amazing. Oh, yeah, he's trying to build that wall. Oh boy, we're in some interesting times. You guys agree?
Yeah.
I know. May Allah bless us all. Allah bless us all. Oh, Jeremy, how's my time?
Good check.
We're just chilling. We just chilling. I don't want to keep you too late. I have some more things to tell you. Where we at?
You at 22 minutes.
22?
Yeah.
5 minutes, guys. Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna come to the wedding. I'm gonna be like, Janam, 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 satu chalna yuhi. Kasam jo hai kasam, aake mirna yuhi. Ek jaan hai bale du badan ho juda. Mere ho ka hamesha hira hira ka bina ka hira alvida. And I'm gonna do my arms like this. And then I'm gonna do this. You know that? Ooh, boy. There's some people that looking at me in the crowd, like this young man right here, that young man, he's looking at me like, Dal mein kuch khala hai. Sari dal khali hai. Sari dal. Acha, theek hai. I love when y'all do that. It goes in, I was like, that's that bass, boy. I'm like, yeah, man. I didn't know what it meant. I just was running everything together. G, acha, tika. G, acha, tika. Acha. It's black. That's what black people do. It's black. We always turn something into a song. Like how I say welcome again. Kushambi, acha, tika, hey kushambi. Acha, tika, hey kushambi. I know. So we got issues. We do. We got it. I believe like one of the gifts, you see how we talk about white people and the gift they have is that white people have the voice. I think black people have rhythm. Because sometimes people think we dance and we just going for a walk. You know, you know what I'm saying? I believe Arabs have romance. I do, because of Arab, man, subhanAllah, like, I was like, okay, I'm gonna be the only black person in Saudi when I go over there, oh my goodness. And when I got off the plane, the sheikh, he was like, Salamu alaikum, I was like, wa alaikum salam, and then he was like, mwah, he kissed me. I was like, oh, I wasn't ready. Like, he just kissed me, like, I'm from Detroit, like, black people, we don't greet each other with kisses. You know what I mean? We be like, what's up? You ever see black people, you know what I mean? We give all that strong, it's unnecessary. I think it's a front, we hiding, but we mean it though. What's up? I even did that to my good brother. I saw him, I was like, man, what's up? And then the muscles too. I'm glad to see you. We just hugged each other. Y'all see us flexing each other? Right on. We was like, that hug, we was like, I got your back, man. I love you, man. All of that stuff. And our face, look at the face. Right, so I was expecting something like that. When I went over to Saudi, I was like, yeah. And they said, wah. I was like, whoo. And he was a little shorter than me, so he kissed me on my neck. And his lips was wet.
Oh my God.
And then he looked at me like, you ever had somebody grab your face and just kiss you? And then after they kiss you, grab your face again? I was like, I don't even know your name. Right? And then I felt good about myself though. I was like, well, at least they like me. You know what I mean? They kissed me, hey. And then I looked over, he was kissing everybody. And some people got 3 kisses. When I saw that, I got jealous. I was like, oh, you owe me 2 more kisses. I wanted my other kisses. And I had never seen a man walk holding another man's hand. I just never seen it. It was a breeze day, sunny, and the wind was blowing. chick who kissed Omar Regan approached me from behind. And he just grabbed my hand and interlocked his fingers with mine. And I looked over at him and I tensed up because I wasn't ready. And I was like, oh, but he had so much nur in his face. So I just melted like, oh. And then I was like, okay, Sheikh, I'm gonna walk holding your hand. I was like this, but then I was like, but we're not gonna swing, like this is too much. And then this is what I was thinking. I was like, if the homies could see me now, there'd be a misunderstanding. I loved it, man. I love like it's what Allah says in the Quran. He made us different so we get to know each other. Our problem is we really just don't get to know each other. And so sometimes I be messing up when I be trying to get to know, people. Like I seen this auntie, right? And then I was like, Kala. And she stopped. She looked at me. She took her. What do you call this when you have?
Dupatta.
Huh?
Dupatta.
The what? No, say the word.
Dupatta.
Dubata. You guys are really, I'm telling you. I'm gonna use this tomorrow. She took her dubata.
Dupatta.
She slung it over her shoulder. And she approached me. And she looked at me and she says, me khala. And I was like, oh. She said, khala. So I was like, khala, yes. She was like, khala. I was like, khala. It's like, yes. G. I said, oh, khala. She said, G. And then she looked at me and she said, tukala. I'm not sure, but as she was walking away, I could have sworn she was like, shakala. Listen, let's keep the fun going, right? Can we keep it going?
Yeah.
All right, this man has traveled and been to Pakistan, been to India, been all over to England, and touring around the world. He is our brother from another mother. Please welcome Jeremy McLellan.
Brother from another mother. Assalamu alaikum, everybody.
Walaikum salam.
Am I saying that right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Give it up one more time for Omar Regan. That was awesome. He's so great, man. We drove here today from Rochester, New York, and I drove the whole time. So this is also a fundraiser for the $300 speeding ticket that I got in my Dodge Charger. So this is too nice of a. So anyway, $100 right here. $100. May Allah increase you. Okay. I'm glad that Imam Siraj showed up. I did an event in Chicago last year. I'm always glad when the fundraiser shows up. I was in Chicago, did an event, and it was a Muslim charity, and I was just doing stand-up like this. And then 5 minutes before the fundraising started, they came to me, and they were like, the fundraiser's not here. Have you ever done fundraising for a Muslim event before? And I meant to say no, but what I said was all the time. And so I was like, all right. And so I got the mic, I got on stage, and I did 30 minutes of the worst impression that you've seen of a Muslim fundraiser in your life. I was using Arabic phrases wrong. I was up there like, can I get $10,000? $10,000, inshallah. All right, inshallah. Up there, everybody give it up for Masha Akbar. Over there, great job, guys, great job, I'm like, quoting the Quran. I'm like, it says, give money. That's one of the things it says, is give money, everybody. So let's give some money, you guys. Let's do it. And we raised the money. We did raise the money. I did a good job. We raised $150,000. You know why? 2 reasons. Number one, they felt bad for me. And they're like, we need to get him off the stage, right? And so we got to donate. Number two, at one point, I got frustrated and I was like, all right, for every $10,000 we raise, I will say 1 syllable of the Shahada. So 10,000, all right, and then like next person, Shah, do, and we kept going, and then they got to 150,000, which is how many syllables, and I was like, oh no. And everybody looked at me, they're like, and I was like, hold on one second. Okay, hold on. This is the Pope, okay. He just bid 160. So 170. I'm like auctioning off my soul. I'm like, Pope got you, so no dice. That was a good introduction that Omar gave me. I like it when Omar introduces me. It's good. And like sometimes people don't give me good introductions. I got a bad introduction in Jacksonville, Florida. This guy introducing me was a Pakistani uncle. No offense to Pakistani uncles. This guy had no idea who I was, all right? Had no idea. He Googled me right beforehand, maybe. And so he's introducing me and he's like, please welcome to stage, stand-up comedy, and recent convert to Islam, Jiminy McLellan. And the crowd goes wild for Jiminy McLellan. And like aunties are like crying in the corner. They're so excited. They're like, I've been making dua for this for so long. He finally took shahada. And then I get on stage and I have to tell everybody the bad news that I'm not famous Muslim comedian Jiminy McLellan. I am Catholic comedian Jeremy McLellan. And then everybody turned on me. Their faces changed and they were mad at me for the rest of the night because I had left Islam. So they were just really, really mad. And I was like, oh, that was not good. That was not good. We drove here today, like I said. I like driving, I like long road trips. It's soothing to me. One thing I like to do is I use a GPS, but I turn it up really loud, and I put it in the trunk. And then I just pretend I kidnapped somebody helpful. You're just driving, you're like, here from the back, 100 feet. Take a left. You're like, thank you, I will take a left. This is so good. It's a lot of fun until a cop stops you. And then he's like, can I license and registration, please? And it's like, from the back in the trunk, it's like, do a U-turn. Do a U-turn. I'm like, don't pay attention to him. He's just, he'll pay attention. He's all right. Don't check the trunk. Oh, man. I like having, okay, here's the thing. Y'all are like, there's a lot of Pakistanis here. One of the very first events that I ever did was a Pakistani wedding, right? And it was like 4 years ago. This is back when I knew a lot about Pakistan and I knew a lot about Islam, but Pakistan and Islam did not know about me. All right, I was not well known at all, but I had these fans in California who were Pakistani. Omar and Zainab were their names. I didn't know who they were. They emailed me, and they were like, we're big fans of yours. Have you ever done a Pakistani wedding before? And I was like, all the time. And I'd never done it. And they were like, all right, cool. And so they gave me instructions on how to get there, and they also gave me information about the two of them so I could write jokes just for them, just for the couple. And so I was like, all right, I'm gonna prepare, I'm gonna do pretty good. So I fly out there, I get to the bottom of the hotel, right? I find the Pakistani wedding, I sit up front, I don't know anybody. After the speeches, I go on stage, I do 20 minutes about Pakistan, about Islam, and I think I did pretty well. People don't seem to really enjoy it too much, And I get off stage and I go to my table and I pick up my phone because my phone goes off and it says, Jeremy, you're about to go on, where are you? And I look up and everyone's staring at me and I realize that I had just performed at the wrong Pakistani wedding. And I'm not making this up either. And I walk out of the double doors, I walk down the hallway to the correct Pakistani wedding. And everybody's like, where you been? I'm like, you don't want to know. And I get on stage, I do the same set, it goes much better, and then I leave immediately the other way. I don't want to walk by them. And because, like I said, like if this happened today, I feel like a few people, I don't want to sound arrogant, I feel like a few people in the room would be like, why is Jeremy McLellan here? Like somebody would recognize me, it'd be like, okay. But back then, no one knew who I was. To them, I was just a racist white dude who crashed their wedding and then got on stage and was like, so Pakistanis do this. You guys know what I'm talking about. Everyone's like, who is this dude? And then on the way home, on the Uber ride home, I realized the worst part, and it just kills me to this day. I realized that I had been using their names during the show. So I was up there like Omar and Zainab, these crazy kids, and it was not Omar and Zainab. I'm just like, that's probably what their names are, you know what I mean? It was bad, guys, it was bad. Things are better now, things are better. I've got a lot more Pakistani Muslim fans, and I like it. It's a lot of fun. You know, I like you guys a lot, and there's only one bad thing about it. One bad thing is when I perform at comedy clubs, because I don't know if you know this, but comedy clubs make all their money selling alcohol. All right. And so before I perform there, I have to call them ahead of time. This is true. It'd be like, talk to the manager, be like, just so you know, just fair warning, like half the people who come are not going to buy alcohol, and they get mad. They're like, why not? I'm like, well, because they're Muslim, they drink at home. You know, they're not going to buy it at a comedy club and waste a bunch of money. It's terrible. Not going to do that. Not going to do that. One of the other first shows I ever did was for a Muslim charity kind of like this, and at the time, I was nervous. I didn't know what to expect. Thankfully, they sent me a contract, opened it up. 2 rules. Said, rule number 1, all your material has to be family friendly. And I was like, no problem, I can do family friendly. All right, what's the next rule? Rule number 2, not making this up, it said you can't do any jokes about the difference between Sunni and Shia. And I was like, again, not going to be a problem, because I don't know the difference between Sunni and Shia. I mean, I know the difference now. Like, you don't have to come up to me after the show and be like, okay, so Ali, like, I know the difference now. But even now, I've always wanted to know, like, what happened the previous year at that charity to make them put that in the contract. You know what I mean? Like, what comedian did they book? Like, was it you, Omar? Like, some comedian just shows up and, like, does a solid hour of Sunni versus Shia jokes. Just ruins everybody's night. Like, so I got stuck behind this guy in traffic today. Obviously a Sunni. You guys know what I'm talking about. Just terrible stuff. Like, so y'all know Shia don't tip. You know that? No, that's not even a thing. Like, that's just like what a hack comedian would do. And like, also one of the things that I've learned is that the real schism within Islam is not between Sunni and Shia. It's about whether biryani should have potatoes in it. That's the most important thing. Raise your hand if you think it should not have potatoes in it. No potatoes. All right. Raise your hand if you think it should have potatoes in it. That's the minority. That's like a Shia percentage of the population, I think, who think it should have potatoes. I'm a no potato person. I'm a no potato person. I don't like potatoes. And although I got in trouble, so before I became a comedian, I worked with people with disabilities, and I had a client who was Pakistani Muslim. All right. And I'll talk more about him in a second, but the first thing you gotta know is that one day his mom, who's from Lahore, she has a really thick accent, she called me up and she asked me to make him biryani, all right? And I never made it before. I had it, but I never make it. I'm not that good of a cook, you know? And so, but I did my best, and she gave me instructions over the phone with her thick Lahori accent. And at a certain point, she says, make sure that you put aloe in it. And I was like, why would you put aloe in biryani? But I tried to make sense of it. I was like, okay, so like if the biryani is too hot, right, then you put aloe in it, like to soothe your mouth if it burns it, right? That makes sense. Like that's what the white green stuff is next to the biryani. That's lotion, I figured, right? That's lotion, raita. Raita, Urdu word for lotion. I'm like, okay, Jergens, raita. Okay, this is good. And so I go to the store, I get all the ingredients, including aloe, and then I make it and I put it in there, I serve it to him, he eats it, he's like, this is disgusting. And I'm like, why? He's like, it tastes funny. I'm like, okay. He's like, and there's no aloo. And I was like, what? And he was like, aloo. I was like, what's that? He's like, potatoes. I'm like, okay. I think I made a mistake. It's terrible though. I loved him though, you know, and we had a weird relationship where it was like, it was my job as his Christian caregiver to help him be a good Muslim. That's a weird relationship to have with somebody, you know, and I was a very strict Muslim as his caregiver. Like my phone would go off 5 times a day, I'd be like, it's time to pray. It's time to pray. Nope, not that way, this way. Okay, I got the thing on here to let us know. The little app on the phone that lets you know which way. We have a similar thing in Christianity that lets you know which direction Trump Tower is. We play towards that, that's what we do. So, but I'm like, all right, we gotta do that. And or we would be like out to eat, and he'd be like trying to order bacon, and I'd be like, you can't have any bacon. And he's like, why not? I'm like, because Allah forbids it. And then the waitress would come, and I'd be like, I'm gonna have some bacon. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna have his bacon. And it got real awkward during Ramadan, right? Ramadan's coming up. It got real awkward. We would be out in public, and people like he'd be like, I want some food. I'd be like, you can't have any food. And he'd be like, I want some water. I'd be like, you can't have any food or water. and people would overhear me, and they would be like, why aren't you giving that disabled boy any food or water? I'd be like, because he's Muslim. He'd be like on the phone with CARE. To report a hate crime? What is this guy doing? This is terrible. He's not giving any food. He's starving that boy. So, I don't know. It's crazy. I like, it's weird, I think, right now, being a Christian in America. Because, like, I admit, there's a lot more of us than there are of you in America, right? And, however, our numbers are going down. And y'all are doing pretty good. Y'all are going up. There's a lot of Christians who are upset about that. And one thing they get upset about a lot is whenever there's a church that turns into a mosque. You guys have those here? Right? A church, like, basically it gets down to 2 people. And then they're like, we have to sell it. And the Muslims are like, we'll buy that. And they're like, okay, I guess, right? And I'm like, like that does not upset me, because it's like, it's our fault, right? If we're mad about it, we gotta go to church. That's my opinion about it. But one thing that I don't like, and it is a bone I have to pick with you guys, one thing I don't like is when you don't even change the outside of the church. Like, it looks the exact same driving by. It's like you're trying to trick us. Because you drive by, it still looks like a church, and there's like a Muslim out there like, no, come on in. Come on in, come on, no, it's good. You even leave the cross up sometimes. You're like, it's a giant T, it stands for Takbir, right? And Takbir, yeah, it's good. And I just know, this is what's gonna happen. I just know that like at a certain point, there's gonna be a Christian family that moves in down the street, all right? Starts attending, and never realizes that it's a mosque. They're just like, man, we've been going to this new church, and it's very different, you guys. Like, all the, like, all the church services are on Fridays. Super convenient. They make you take your shoes off before you walk in. Very Japanese. We love it. We love it. Lots of nuns. A lot of nuns. Like, every woman in there is a nun. And they let them marry, too. They changed that rule. They're very progressive Christians in them. And all the baptisms are in the bathroom. It's just soaking wet in there all the time. I don't know why. And no, they're very devout Christians. They baptize themselves like 5 times a day. They are on fire for the Lord. Like, can I get an amen? They are so good. And anyway, we've been going about 2 years, still have no idea what they're saying, but we never learned Latin, so it's our fault. It's our fault, guys. That's going to happen. That's my theory. I don't know Latin. That makes me a bad Catholic, I think. I don't know. Did anyone here grow up going to Catholic school? I know, like half the Muslims I meet, they're like, I went to Catholic school, and I'm like, yeah, you took all the valedictorian spots. That's true. You see, like, Catholic University, and it's like valedictorian, and it's like all hijab, and you're like, all right. Nuns, maybe? I don't know. But I don't know Latin. I'm trying to learn Urdu, all right? I'm trying to learn Urdu. Omar knows a little bit more than I do. I don't know, he's better at it with pronunciation and stuff. I'm trying to learn it, not so I can talk to people, really. It's just so I can tell what they're saying in the comment section of my Facebook page. Because there's a lot of Urdu on there, and sometimes it's in all caps. And I'm like, I hope that's good. I don't know what it is. It's just like all caps, and then there's like one English word, colonizer. And I'm like, no, that's not good. That guy's, he doesn't like me. I'm gonna delete that. And this started like 3 years ago. I got a comment. It said, Jeremy, you're my favorite Gora. And I was like, I don't know what that means. So I put it into Google Translate, and it said it meant horse. And I was like, is that good in Pakistan? To be a horse? I don't know. Like, I'm like, okay, like, I guess like it makes sense. And I was trying to think, I was like, okay, so like in India, right, in India, it's the cow that's the sacred animal. So in Pakistan, it's the horse that's the sacred animal, and I'm their favorite one. I'm like, I am fast, I'm powerful, I'm a very good Gora. Thank you guys. But I went to Pakistan a year ago. I'm going back in August, by the way, and I'm very excited to go back. And I have to go back because the first time I went, I did not go to Karachi. And this time I will go to Karachi. And so I'm excited to go. And yeah, I'm very excited. Don't tell anybody, don't text your friends or anything. I haven't announced it on Facebook yet, but big tour. It's going to be like a whole month of shows, and I'm really excited. But before I went last time, I was like, I'm going to Pakistan. Everybody was like, yay! And then I was like, by the way, I can't go to Karachi. And everybody from Karachi was like, they don't have real biryani in Lahore. They have palau and they lie. They lie and they say it's biryani. And by the way, they say that's lamb in there. That's not lamb, that's donkey meat. That they put in the biryani. That's kota. Kota biryani. I'm like, I don't know what's going on with this. And so then I was like, all right, well, before I go, I gotta learn some Urdu. And so I went, and like I said, I went in August, and everyone there was complaining about being hot, you know, and so everyone there was saying, Germi, but I'm so arrogant, I'm like, it's actually Jeremy, just so you know. Like, I was next to people in like a narcolepsy market, and he's like complaining about being hot, and I'm like, no, it's Jeremy, and he's like, no, Germi, I'm like, no, Jeremy, and they recognized me and everything, and they recognized me, like, it's actually Jeremy. No, so I asked my friend Sultan, my best friend in the whole world, he's Pakistani, he's from Lahore, and he brought me to Pakistan. Before I went, I was like, how do you say hello? I asked how to say hello, and he said, I was ready for salam alaikum, right? I'm good at salam alaikum. I'm in the top, like, 1% of white people in being able to say salam alaikum. And that's what I like about CARE events. You guys ever been to, like, a CARE fundraiser? Where they have politicians there who are all white, like they have all the mayors, and every white person on stage is trying to say salam alaikum, and it's like each person's competing with each other. You get the mayor up there, and he's like, assalamu alaikum, and the next person's like, assalamu alaikum, and then somebody comes up and they're like, assalamu alaikum, and it's like doing like a beautiful thing, and you're like, oh wow, that guy knows what he's doing. So I'm in the top 1% of salam alaikum. I was ready for salam alaikum. I get there, no one is saying salam alaikum. They're all saying, Kesio? Right? I don't even know what that means. It means like, what's up? I have no idea what it means. I get there, they're saying that. I think everyone is saying, guess who? For the first week I'm there, I went over to this retired general's house. He opened the door and he was like, guess who? And I was like, who? He was like, guess who? I was like, who? No, guess who? I was like, Jeremy. I don't know, this is the goofiest country in the world. I don't like this at all. But I had a good time, and I was not scared to go to Pakistan at all. I did increase my life insurance, but I was not scared to go to Pakistan. But before I went, I had to tell my family that I was going. And my family are weird people. Well, there's an interesting combination. My parents are awesome. My parents love you guys very much, all right? But I have extended family who don't like you. All right, I have aunts and uncles who do not like millions of people, and I told them, I was like, I'm going to Pakistan, and my aunt got real scared, and she was like, Jeremy, you're a Christian, if you go to Pakistan, someone's going to kill you. That's what she said, and I was like, no, you don't understand, like, all the people that want to kill me live in the United States. All right, I'll be fine in Pakistan. Matter of fact, if I ever had to flee the United States, that's probably where I would go. Right? I'd flee the United States, I would go to Pakistan, I'd go to a city called Abbottabad. Because apparently you can hide there for years and years and years and years, and no one ever knows you're there.
Oh my God.
That was a Bin Laden joke. I made a mistake though, I told that joke in Islamabad, and this woman in the audience gets real mad, she stands up and she's like, excuse me, I'm from there. And I was like, really, you're from Abbottabad? And she was like, yeah, and by the way, it's not pronounced Abbottabad. And I was like, oh, well, how do you say it? She was like, it's Abbottabad. And I was like, oh, okay, well, that's why we couldn't find him. And she got real mad at that. I was like, no, it makes sense. Like, you know, for years, George W. Bush was like, we gotta go to Abbottabad. We gotta go get him. He's probably in Abbottabad. CIA's like, we have no idea what word that is. What are you saying? Let's just wait for the next guy. And so they did. Obama took office, and he was like, it's Abbottabad. They're like, oh, okay, we know where that is. That's how it works, man. That's how it works. Oh, man. I was scared, though. I did almost die in Pakistan, and that was when I drank the water. If anyone here's trying to lose weight, just get your hands on Pakistani tap water, and it's real good. It was not my fault, okay? I had never seen Slumdog Millionaire.
Oh my God.
You know, and so I did not know about the practice of people taking water bottles, filling them up with tap water, and then selling them back to horses. And then we drank it, we got real sick, right? And first of all, it's not because the water's toxic, all right? It's just your body's not used to it, you know? Like your body is kind of like a Trump supporter. Like if something's foreign, it's just like, get it out, get it out, get it out. Make this body great again, just get it out. I also almost died because I drove in Lahore. I drove in Lahore, and it was a bad idea. And I don't know if you guys know the difference, but like, there's a big difference in the driving. So here, you drive on the right side of the road, all right? In Pakistan, you drive on the left side of the road, and the right side of the road, and the middle of the road, and the side of the road, and on top of the road, and underneath the road, and just all over the road, and there's no rules at all. And so we're driving, there's a guy in front of us with a white pickup truck, all right? And he's got a ladder in the back of the pickup truck, and it is not tied down at all. And he's swerving all over the road, he's slamming on brakes, obviously a Sunni. You guys know what I'm talking about. Not driving very well. He hits the side of the road, ladder falls out of the back of the pickup truck, bounces twice, really high in the air, and then by some miracle of God, it lands perfectly flat. And I just drive peacefully right over it. And this all happened in like 2 seconds, So we're driving, just having a good time on Mall Road in Lahore, just da-da-da. I can't believe we're alive right now. And we're driving, and then, we're gonna die! Oh, okay, no, we're not gonna die. And it was scary because, like, we were driving, like, if I had been driving just a little bit faster, ladder through the windshield, I wouldn't be here today, But I was driving just a little bit slower because I was texting. Yeah, so let that be a lesson to all of you. Texting saves lives. It's true. It's true. I'm glad I made it back, though. I've had a pretty good past year. One great thing that's happened is my wife and I had a beautiful baby girl, guys. And she's great. She's awesome. Her name's Jewel. She'll change it later when she converts to Islam, but for now it's Jewel. It's her placeholder name. And it's funny, I was thinking about that, about people converting to Islam, and I noticed something, because I meet a lot of people who are like white converts, and they always come up to me after shows because they want another one, and they're like, what's up, how you doing? And they always gotta tell me their story. And one thing I noticed is that you can tell when they converted by the names of their children. You ever notice that? Because they'll be introducing their kids, and they'll be, these are my kids, John, James, Susan, Muhammad, Fatima, and you're like, So it was like right here, you converted? Like, yeah, it was right there. It was right there. And with Catholics, it's different. You can tell when we converted by the ages of the children, because we'll be like, these are my kids, they're 15, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, born last night, and we're pregnant. Like, okay, that's good, you're making a lot, I also noticed you can tell when someone converted to Islam often by their name. I met a guy after a show, a white dude in his 40s, and he was like, he was come up, introduced himself as Osama. And I was like, so like the 90s? He's like, the 90s. And he was like, yeah, I didn't see that coming. And I was like, yeah, none of us did. I mean, Bush did, but like none of us did. And don't post this on. I forgot to say that one thing I noticed, I don't know if it's here and if this is true, and this is not New Haven, North Haven, is that in my experience, Muslims tend to know more about Christianity than Christians know about Islam. You guys agree with that?
Yeah.
Like, because most of the Christians that I know don't know that Muslims believe in Jesus. They have no idea. That's news to them, right? And none of them know that Muslims also believe that Jesus is coming back, right?
Yeah.
Like, at the end of time, he'll come back, he'll kill Trump.
Yeah.
And then there's all this, I think that's what is, the Imam's not here for me to like fact check that, but I think that's what happens. But it's weird to me that Christians don't know that Muslims also believe that Jesus is coming back, which means that if Islam is true and Jesus does come back, there's going to be a lot of very excited and then very confused Christians who are just like, Jesus, you're back! This is great! We were right! Thank you for coming! And he's like, you're welcome. Assalamu alaikum. We're like, what? Oh no! We're like wiping pork stains off our shirt. We're like, no, it's something else. It's something else. But back to Jewel. She's great. I love my daughter. She's awesome, and I'm sure you've seen like photos of her on there. She's just so great. One thing that I love is that all my fans love her. She's got people all over the world who love her. And I love that. One thing I was not ready for were the rishtas that we've been getting, like people calling us, like not calling us, but sending me messages with like a picture of their like 11-month-old baby boy. And they're like, this is Harun. moon, and he was born the same day as Jewel. So anyway, maybe they can get married. And I'm like, what's his bio data? Like, come on, like I want to see, like, what does he do for a living? Like, you can't just like send me a picture and expect me to, you know, engage her on the spot. Come on, she's got a lot of suitors, a lot of people asking for her. So we have started to worry that she might be Muslim. All right, and not in the way that you guys are like every baby's Muslim, which is very aggressive to a non-Muslim. And I'm like, this is my baby, and you're like, yeah, she's Muslim, you just don't know it yet. And I'm like, no, we got her baptized. Didn't work. Didn't work. Baptism didn't work. It's the fitra. The fitra is. And I'm like, okay, you guys chill out. No, I'm talking about like actual signs that she might be Muslim. All right, number one, she was late. So it was like 2 weeks past her due date, and we're like, this baby is on Muslim time. This is not all right. She'll be here, inshallah, which means it's not going to happen. And so like, okay, we'll get there. We'll get there. Number two, when she was born, first day of Ramadan. All right, so everybody was really excited about that. Number three, she eats at really weird times of the day. It's like 1 a.m. and she wants dinner, and I'm like, this is not white scheduling at all. Because white people we're like 6, 12, and 6. We are on a strict schedule because we're on time for everything except civil rights. Right? And then it takes us a little longer, but like for that we're good. And, right. But the main reason we think she might be Muslim, I'll leave you guys with this. You've been great. Is that we've been reading to her every night. Right? She loves being read to, loves children's books. One book in particular, it's a book called Good Night Moon. You guys heard of this book? She loves that book. You don't like that book? She loves it. You're like, no. I won't tell her. You're like, Jewel, this woman says she hates your book. No. No, Jewel loves that book. The problem is, whenever we read it to her, she starts arguing with us about whether she saw the moon. And it's just this huge debate, like every night. I'm like, no, it's right there. She's like, I can't see it. It doesn't count if I can't see it. And I'm like, no, you're not Muslim. Okay, all right, hold on. Look through the window, past the bunny, past the little bunny. Like, it's the window, the moon is right there. It's cloudy. I can't see it. It doesn't count if it's cloudy. We gotta wait until we see. I'm like, no, the schedule. The schedule says, flip to the back, there's an index. The schedule says the moon is right there. We don't go by the schedule. We go like, we can see it like our ancestors did. I'm like, Isna says the moon is right there. We go by Isna. No, they can't control everything, okay? Nobody elected them. This is not okay. And I'm like, okay, all right. Muslim baby. All right, so what are we going to do? So what we do is every night after we argue about this, she crawls across the floor to her toy phone, and she calls some Saudi babies to ask them if they saw the moon. And then I'm like, all right, let's just do it over this day. Saudis control everything. So anyway, thank you guys so much. You've been great. I'm genuinely
Oh my God, thank you.
I don't know if you want me to close with like some Quran? Like what? Who's coming up to do the thing? All right. Anyway, thank you everybody for coming tonight. I appreciate it. I'm gonna start singing the Bible if y'all close everything out. Thank you guys. I appreciate it.